Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your girl, Miss Terrell. Thank you for stopping by Esteemed Queen Mentality. Be sure that you like, share, and subscribe. New visitors and returning, y'all all know what to do. Hit that notification bell. Make sure that you know what is the latest and whenever we have our tea talks. So I thank everyone for the congratulations. I know it probably has been a little bit of time. Sometimes it's just easier for me to do one thing at a time. I love being busy. So, when you add on working plus school and then you have this pandemic going on, so it's kind of luckily I have a home office, as you can see, so I just had to slow up a little bit to make sure I really can cross my T's and dot my I's. But now that I'm back, I have definitely missed each and every last one of you. Thank you all for joining me in our Patreon community, where we're going to be posting a couple more things for me to catch up. But trying to think of all my little announcements, all my little commercials before I get into what I need to talk about, but I think that's what it is. So yeah, but if you have anything that you want me to talk about, by all means, drop me a comment down below or hit me up through one of my social media platforms and I will definitely let you know what is going on. So I have a very interesting story, but the story is parallel to what my tea talk is about today. So again, you have to sometimes focus on one thing to be able to get it accomplished to move to the next. That does not mean that you're slower than the next person. If you're anything like myself, I'm not a perfectionist, but I'm pretty thorough. So it's easier for me, again, to do what I know I can do, get it out the way, and move on to the next. Sometimes overloading myself is a weakness, but it is a strength. So you just kind of have to learn how to balance. But needless to say, so I've had my pet child pretty much since the New Year's Day of this year. And he has just turned 6. So 6 months. So he's in this place where he's beginning to understand certain things. Almost as if when you're going through puberty, you know how us little princesses were, it's kind of like, Mommy, Daddy, I got a hair down there. So it's kind of like that. He's understanding his claws and all those type of things. So I try to spend a lot of time with him. You really would think I'm talking about a human baby, but no, this is really a 4-legged animal that I'm talking about like this. And he's just the apple of my eye. I mean, I don't know what else to say. That's my little honey bunches of oats. I love him. But we had a very interesting episode one night. Typically, certain pets, most animals, they'll sleep during the day and then they'll be out and about real ass 21-year-old folks going to the club at night. They really be out on the prowl. Sometimes pets actually put some humans to damn shame with how persistent they are. Really. So check this out. So one night I was turning in for the evening. And typically when I turn in for the evening, I always go and check on my pet child, walk, talk, do what I do, whatever the case may be. And, pretty much I tuck him in, he tucks me in, he's good, then I'm good. Boom, I'm going to bed. But this in particular night, something told me before I laid it down that I needed to go and check. So I checked once, he was good. I checked again, I turned the light on, and the next thing I know, I see my pet child, backing up. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? So I go and look closer. I know exactly why he's backing up. Now, mind you, he's still a baby. He's big for a baby, but he's a baby. You would think he's fully grown. No, he has 6 more months. And so he's getting used to birds, ducks. So when a possum comes up, he don't know what to do. My baby didn't know what to do. So I'm just come on, baby, just come in the house. Just come in the house. He's like, no, fuck that. I'm not going to go in the house. So he jumps back outside. So I'm just like, yeah, but like possums is way different, baby. I don't need you fucking with no possum, and I don't need that possum fucking with you. So, I mean, he's still sitting on the top of the step. I mean, I'm doing everything in my nurturing spirit and energy to be like, babe, let me handle this. Come in the house. You know how, like, you know, parents used to tell kids, excuse me, when they hear little funny noises and shit in the house, you know how the parents would tell the kids, go in the room, lock the door, don't come out? I was on that level. So my baby's not moving. This possum is getting closer. Like literally, if this possum had knees and toes, that motherfucker had came up on the steps. Like real talk. So I'm not showing that I'm frustrated, but I'm panicking more than anything. So I'm just like, yo, I'm not about to use none of my good butcher knives, my good Ginsu knives. I'm not about to waste none of my bullets on this motherfucker. Like, but he gotta go. So I come back in the house, I grab my police mace, like the same shit that they use on canines. And so I go back outside. Mind you, on the way back to the door, I'm excited to like shake this new can of mace up. Like, yes, I've been waiting to aim this bitch on somebody. So I go back and child, I go and I mace the hell out this possum. And the possum runs across the street one way, don't even look back. And my baby went and ran the opposite. So when it's all said and done, I go and get my pet child. My pet child is good. He's okay. I hose down, you know, the driveway and everything so that way it doesn't affect him. But the moral of the story is that I was very proud of my pet child. Because no matter how much I was willing to nurture him and shelter him and step up to the plate and be the person to protect him, you know, of course, sometimes with pets, we get them because of that reason. And then when we discover how emotionally connected we are, we come off of the idea of them being to protect us, being something that naturally they're going to do because they love you and vice versa. But now it's a thing of now my pet child's teaching me. And so when I look at the situation, I was very proud of him because even though he saw the size of the possum being exceedingly bigger than him, he wasn't willing to back down. He was not willing to back down. He wasn't willing to come in the house. He wasn't willing to have me lick his wounds and try to explain shit to him. It was just like more or less like, you know, the 80 babies know, like, look, when you growing up and you getting fights in the neighborhood, you cannot go back home knowing that you lost. Because guess what happens? If you have parents like mine, they don't raise chumps. So we will be required after we've been disciplined to go back out and defeat that person. So for him to say, no, I don't want to go outside. No, I don't want to go inside. I want to stay outside. Mind you, why this big ass possum with no knees and ankles, thank God, he didn't come up on the porch. But had he did, then we really would have had another situation. But being the fact of he did not back down. He did not want to come in the house. He did not want to hear none of that shit. He was just like, no, I'm staying outside. And so I respect the hell out of my pet child for that, because it's just like, look, no matter what the odds are that you think are stacked against you, no matter how much you think just because something is bigger than you or it may be overwhelming and intimidating, that does not mean that you're less than, and it damn sure doesn't mean that it defines you. Sometimes giants only get so big for them to fall. You saw how he ran across the street with the mace. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's just like, it doesn't matter how big your fear is or your fear of failing is. The only way you fail is if you don't stand up and if you don't go after what it is that you want. and whatever it is that inspires you. For my pet child, it's just a thing of him being the man of the house, inside and out. It's a thing of, no, like, I'm supposed to protect my mommy. Absolutely. So I get why he didn't come inside. He understands why I wanted him to come inside, but eventually he's going to come out of that mind frame that he's a baby and he's going to be a full adult pet. So I had to allow him to face his fears in order for him to be I'm about to say the man that I need him to be. Like, he's a real child. But yes, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't go around here acting like no puppy or no kitten and you a full ass dog. You're a full ass cat. You're a full grown ass human being. So for you to act like a child, that's really backwards. Really, really backwards. And I will definitely do a video on that. But needless to say, my baby faced his fears. So with facing his fears, he's gained his confidence. Child, let me tell you how much confidence he gained. Yesterday morning, I wake up to the most, I don't know, but it was a horrifying scream. Like, it's literally sounded as if like someone was trying to slaughter a pig. Like, that's how it sounded right outside my bedroom window. So something tells me to go and look out the window. My damn pet child and caught a fucking bird, broke its wings holding it down, and now wants to play with it like it's a toy. You would have thought my pet child had held somebody up at gunpoint with how I was trying to get this bird away from my child. Like, look, I understand you want to play toy and all this type of stuff. That's fine. I will leave today and go get you some. But this bird ain't gonna do nothing for you, baby. So we gonna have to let this bird go. When I tell you my pet child was on top of this bird like white on rice, like, it was like literally this poor little bird was so horrified that he was trying to fly away with two broke wings. When you face your fears and you understand what your capabilities are and you allow yourself to breathe that confidence to know that you deserve it, you can go out here and get practically any and everything that you want. My pet child literally stood up to a possum the night before, caught him a bird the next day. And mind you, he trying to get this bird in between the fences. And I mean, like, he is going ape shit. I mean, he's crawling all on the damn fence and all types of stuff. Where the hell did this come from? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just like, I'm like, yo, you, like, I want ready. So, like, I either need to give him a pet sibling. No, yeah, well, he just gonna have to have fun with nature shit, because I'm not doing all that. But the moral of the story is, kings and queens, don't underestimate yourself. When you underestimate yourself, you don't help better yourself. Don't devalue your own self-worth because you don't believe and think and feel that you're capable of rising above. The smallest animal stood up to the most biggest that he's seen in his time. But with doing that, he gained so much more. And the crazy thing is, my pet child and this rodent didn't even have to touch each other. It was just the ground that his statue of what my pet child stood in. He wasn't willing to let someone come up on him and make him back down. No, I'll stay outside and take whatever's coming for me. That's how he was. Like a little mini Tupac on four legs. So come on now, get it together. Get it together. You know what's so crazy is that we think of like, yo, I want to be an Olympic swimmer. You understand? You got to put in a lot of work to be an Olympic swimmer. So when you see how much work has to be put into it, or you're somewhat burnt out right then and there, because yeah, it's going to require you to put forth some effort. Okay, we get to that point where we're like, no, I don't think this is for me, or you know what I'm saying, I think I want to put this down and go work on something else. Yeah, but when you were thinking about all of that, you weren't talking about no fear keeping you from doing it. You were talking about facing your fears and getting shit done. So as far as I'm concerned, you need to make this shit make sense. So you either gonna face your fear or you gonna let your fear conquer you. But let me tell you something. Fear and victory can't live in the same house.
The depths of the media sees no evil. Buildings crashing 9/11, no sake for the people. Children take to everything. Others willing to feel anything just to say they were there. Boyfriends, girlfriends, husbands, wives, domestic violence. Do you care? When the curtains close, your head hangs low. You're wishing someone was there. Just turn to me for relief. I know how you feel. I am you. You are me. We share symptoms of the black sheep. Aren't you aware?
This image, I remember howling winds, nights trying to hustle to 10 degrees, ash on my knuckles. Coke in my long john, sipping on the brisk. A tall glass of nigga, please, who get a sip of this? Coke in my long john, slave to the sin. Call me young coke there if the cops try to frisk. I may get a grip, I may get a grip. I may slapping 20s, lots of tails and some shrimp. I used to bump Wayne all day as a pimp, now I'm past Wayne Drake and going in.